everybody and welcome to our quick tutorial video on the city generation tool by Prettyfly Solutions. So after you've installed the Unity package from the Assets Store, you'll notice that in the Tools window you'll be given a Prettyfly City Generator tab. If you click on this and open it, you'll be given a new user interface, and we'll just drag this over here onto the side. And what we can do first is we'll enter our city name, so we'll just call it Test City. And once we've done that, we can then select a district for our city. So we'll pick downtown and we'll pick medium and we'll spawn and we get a new grid. And we also want central business, so we'll click a new district, keep it medium, and we'll spawn it again, and it will spawn next to it. So we'll just shuffle it there. I've chosen to generate with terrain. You can do this if you want, you can just untick. But then all you have to do is click generate city. And as you can see, our city has been generated with terrain. So we'll have a quick look. We'll just fly in, and you can see we have our nice city with procedurally generated roads and buildings. And you can fly around and do whatever you want. You can individually click each building and delete it if you wish, or you can just shuffle them around and do whatever you want with them. It's up to you. So what can we do after it's been generated? Well, over here on the left, we've created a bunch of new game objects in our test city game object. So we'll go down, and first of all, if we do click on our city, a new UI will pop up and basically tell us that if you want to save the city as prefab, so if you create more generated cities, it's not going to replace them. So we can just put our name in here and then save it, and it will be saved to a new folder, which we'll show you in a second. So if you click on a district, you'll be able to change the name of it. So we'll call this Fun World or something. And we can also change the building height in this district or in these districts. So we'll set it to large, we'll say, and we'll save that, and then we'll generate the city again. And as you see, it's been regenerated, and the buildings are a lot taller than they were previously. And this will change if you pick medium or small. And it depends on the district as well. So now that we have our city, I'm a pretty big fan of it, but we can do better. So we can click the clear button if you wish to completely remove the city, and we'll generate it again, and it generates a new city in that same grid district or grid area. We can also undo or redo if we wish, but there's no need. So now that we have our city, we want to save it as a prefab, so we'll call it Really Cool City. And then we will save it as a prefab. And as you can see, it deletes a bunch of useless stuff that we no longer need, because if we click generate again, it's not going to generate a new city. So if we go to our editor folder down here in the city generation tool folder, in a subfolder of editor, you'll see city prefabs, and we can see that our really cool city has been saved as a prefab. So it won't get removed. The next part is that if we go to the resources tab and go to rules, you're able to change, if you wish, let me switch to the inspector, you're able to change the L system rules, and the L system is basically used to develop the layout of the road. So if you wanted, if you know how to work an L system, you can customize this to your, preferences, and you can tamper with these. I won't be doing it at the moment, as it's quite a lengthy process, but if you understand the L system, I'll leave a link in the description for you to have a look at it. You can just tamper with these and just see what kind of outcomes you get and see what it looks like. Another one that you can change is the building density. So in the building collection folder, you can see we have each individual district labeled here. And if you notice, each one is labeled slightly differently. We have big, small, and just sort of regular building sizes. So you can change how many of each spawn. So how many large buildings, how many medium buildings, how many small buildings. And you can change that here with the quantity sizes, and basically just change those values of the quantity, and you'll get way more buildings spawning, because at some points you may start generating massive cities, and there may be some blank spots like over here. As you can see, we don't have enough buildings being generated to fill the area. So you can mess with these numbers, increase them or decrease them, and basically fill out your city to your demand. Um, it may be a bit hard to do it right now because, well, I mean, it'll be quite long process to actually tamper with all of this. But it's best to just play with it yourself and see how it goes. But I've shown you where it is, so it's best to just meddle with it and see what happens. But overall, that's what you can do with your tool. So you can just easily delete the city if you wish, go back in and create a new one. So we can go residential district, spawn that, and then we can just generate it, and we'll do it without terrain. And we can see we now have a new residential area spawned. But if we want it with terrain, then we can, and we'll just generate it again. And you can see now we have terrain. And you can look at what your cities will look like with or without. You can also tamper with industrial districts or slums, but it's the exact same process. It's a very simple way of generating a city, and you can use this to test out some of your games. So if you want to just walk around the city, see what it's like for your models, or drive a car in a quick area without having to develop it yourself, then this is definitely the tool for you. So hopefully this tutorial actually helped you use our city generation tool. We wanted it to be as simple as possible with only a few buttons and basically some naming. So hopefully this works. Any problems you have with the tool, please tell us, and we will definitely try our best to fix them as fast as we can. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.